We welcome you into Southeastern High School in Chillicothe for an OHSAA Girls Division III Region 11 title game. Winner of tonight's game will head on to UD Arena in Dayton on the 11th in the state Final Four. The Wheelersburg Pirates come in as the 7th-ranked team in the state in Division III. They're 20-2 after a win here on Wednesday over Eastern. Hiland comes in as the top-ranked team in the state in Division III, and the Hawks are 25-1 out of the Inter-Valley Conference, where they went 11-0 this year. Good to have a lot of people in the building here as we get set to start this game. They're doing the starting lineups, so why don't we give you the starting lineups as well. First for the home team tonight, the Hiland Hawks. It'll be Morgan Yoder, Kylie Horn, Bryn Mullet, Kelsey Swihart, and Zoe Miller. The three guards very outstanding for Hiland. They struggled in their win against Fort Fry on Wednesday, but Kelsey Swihart and Zoe Miller were fantastic in the post. They scored the vast majority of the points for Hiland on Wednesday. For the Wheelersburg Pirates, it'll be Ellie Kalner, Lauren Jolly, Elena Keeney, Kaylee Darnell, and McKenna Walker. Kaylee Darnell, by the way, coming off of another outstanding performance on Wednesday in that win over Eastern. She scored 25 points in that one. She had 31 over Dawson Bryant back on Saturday, as the Pirates are finally trying to get over the hump and make it into the state Final Four for the first time. Hiland, by the way, trying to get to the state Final Four for a state record, which they already own, by the way. If they make it, it'll be their 18th time to the state Final Four if they get the win here in this one. There are a lot of people, John, saying that Hiland didn't play very well on Wednesday. I tell you what, there are a lot of teams in the state that would like to not play very well at Hiland's level.
Yeah, that might be they didn't play very well for their what they're used to doing.
Correct.
They played a very good Fort Fry team that we know if they were still in Division IV would probably be the team playing Peebles tonight. And, you know, it's a really good program. Obviously, 17 trips to the state Final Four. It's kind of a machine for Hiland. But these two teams have played in a lot of different sports. So Wheelersburg, while they haven't had success in the girls against them, they won't be intimidated by the name Hiland.
Absolutely, as Kelsey Swihart will jump for Hiland, and in there to jump is Elena Keeney for Wheelersburg, and Hiland will begin the basketball game with the first offensive possession. Morgan Yoder will hand it off. There'll be a lot of movement from this offense as Mullet throws the bounce pass to Swihart, who was so big in the win on Wednesday. Loses the handle a little bit, but right there her teammate Mullet is trying that motion we saw a lot from Wheelersburg in their win over Eastern on Wednesday, where they just kind of lulled Eastern to sleep and then found an open player for a shot. Wheelersburg a little more alert here, trying to find Mullet off of a screen. Well defended there, and a travel call will turn it back over to Wheelersburg.
Outstanding defense by Wheelersburg there, being patient, not getting overly into the gaps and not giving Hiland any creases at all.
By the way, the officials for this game today, Asia Glenn, Roger Oakes, and Mike Warner. Wheelersburg's first possession. Darnell out to Kalner. Three ball misses, and a great box out underneath there by Swihart. By the way, definitely going to be a point of emphasis for Hiland in this one. They were out-rebounded by a good margin against Fort Fry. Three on the way, goes down for Zoe Miller.
Yeah, big shot by Miller. 6'1" senior that can step outside and knock that down. It's going to be a big weapon for the Hawks.
They've got a few of them that can shoot the three really well as Wheelersburg tries to answer, and the pass is too tall for McKenna Walker. You know, that pressure in the backcourt and out beyond the three-point line that Hiland likes to put on teams, that leads to a lot of turnovers and a lot of points for the Hawks. It was something that Fort Fry was able to handle very well, and Wheelersburg really needs to be able to handle the basketball also. Nearly got a turnover there. Skip pass out to Mullet for three. Too strong, and underneath trying to pull down the rebound is Keeney, and able to get it out to a teammate.
Yeah, good job by Keeney taking her time getting it out on the outlet with the pressure coming from the bigs of Hiland.
Darnell off a big performance on Wednesday. She didn't have to do it all. She got plenty of help from her teammates. She can score in the 30s if she needs to, as there's a tie up here and a jump ball. It'll stay with Wheelersburg.
Yeah, not going to be able to cross over right in front like that, it's a team that's going to have a lot of active hands for Hiland. I mean, they had a 3-hour bus trip, so they better be wound up, and you know they will, because, man, they are.
Well, you wonder, too, they had a slow start in that game on Wednesday. They fell down 11-2 early. Here's a three from Wheelersburg that goes down for Elena Keeney.
Nice job on the driving kick, finding Keeney in the corner, got her feet set, knocked it down. She had not a huge game the other night.
Pull-up jumper short from Yoder, and a good rebound for Wheelersburg. Darnell trying to push it, had 3-on-3, but kind of pulls it out. We're tied at 3 here, 5:50 and counting left here in the opening quarter. Jacob Wise, John Bruce with you. Glad to have you in on Southern Ohio Sports Authority's presentation of little high school playoff basketball. Good offensive rebound by Jolly, and too strong on the left hand from Walker. And Hiland comes away with it. Missed opportunity there for Wheelersburg. And they say it does hit the sideline, and a turnover.
Yeah, it's the second turnover for Hiland so far. Kind of uncharacteristically, kind of loose with the ball so far. Nice job of stopping the ball in transition for the Pirates and forcing a wild pass.
We'll see what the Pirates can do here on this one as Kalner brings it across. Had 6 points in the game on Wednesday. Walker will back it back out here, working against Zoe Miller. And you put the forward on the position next to Miller and Swihart, but athletically they can play away from the basket, so not necessarily a mismatch to be guarded out on the perimeter by those two. And stepping in front of it is Zoe Miller for the steal. A head wide open mullet and an easy two.
Yeah, pretty easy there. Really nice, nice pass by Miller, getting out ahead of the mullet.
And it looks like Wheelersburg's going to take an early timeout here. Now, we mentioned that Hiland had a slow start on Wednesday against Fort Fry, who, by the way, also is a really, really good basketball team. But Hiland fell down 11-2. They trailed with 3 minutes left in the game, but they went on a 10-0 run at the end of the second quarter. They went on a 5-0 run to start the third quarter. And then Hiland scored the last 8 points of the game to secure the win. And teams like this that have been there over and over and over again, they don't panic in situations where things aren't going their way. Wheelersburg's been to this point a lot, but they're trying to get to a level of Hiland where they can get over the hump and maybe make some noise down the road.
Yeah, once you kind of break through that first time, then it gets a little easier because there's not as much pressure. But Hiland, if you look at their scores, you would think that they haven't been pressured much.
Yeah.
But they also, man, they really ramp up their non-conference and play a high-quality opponent when they can out of their league.
Oh, high pass will go out of bounds, and Hiland gets the turnover out. Not what you want out of the timeout for Wheelersburg. I think Hiland beat a team this year 100 and something to 8. But that's what happens when you have a top-tier team in the state playing probably one of the worst.
Right.
Just was a mismatch that probably should have never been on the schedule, but those things happen.
Especially in a league, in league play, sometimes you can't get out of it.
You can't avoid it. Trying to go to the basket, Zoe Miller, she's fouled. She'll go to the line for a pair. This year, Miller, an 80% free throw shooter, and that is pretty par for the course up and down the roster as far as shooting free throws for Hiland. They do it very well. No surprise at all, either with a good basketball team.
Right, it's one of those things where sometimes you'll see a good team not shoot the ball well from the line, but if you're going to play at a high level, you got to do everything at a high level.
It's a big part of the game.
Hawks do a really good job of high-level free throw shooting.
Second one on the way. She gets them both. 5 points now for Zoe Miller. And it's a 7-3 lead as they try to put the pressure on here. And this is what Hiland does. They try to pressure in the backcourt as Darnell works the sideline there. Has it poked away. Able to save it in, but out of bounds.
Yeah, just a lot of pressure. You can't drive it all the way down to the baseline. You got to be able to get it out, reverse the ball a couple times, and then you're going to be able to break some pressure on that. But that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
Especially facing a team with all these athletes like the Hawks have.
So Hiland trying to add to a 7-3 lead. Miller out front, into the corner, 3-ball on the way, and Kylie Horn knocks it down for her first points.
Yeah, Horn had a couple turnovers early, came out of the game, then went back in, and looks like she is fully refocused.
McKenna Walker trying to split that double team and get away from that backcourt pressure. Able to do so. Now Darnell will set up the offense here for Wheelersburg. Guard play very, very, very important for Wheelersburg in this one because of that pressure that Hiland likes to put on you. They make you work all the way up and down the floor. And Darnell with a lot of contact, no whistle. Missed shot from the side, and that was Eaton who took that one. And somehow, no whistle, we keep playing. Driving down low, Yoder kicks it out. 3-ball on the way, almost got stuck up there from Kylie Horn. And now a whistle here.
Yeah, Hiland's been physical so far. Maybe not as physical as on that drive by Darnell, but in tournament play, there's a lot of times where they let play go a little bit. So you got to be as strong as possible, especially playing against a team that's as tournament tough as Hiland.
First foul for Hiland, both teams with 1 so far. Yeah, you get to this point in the tournament, physicality is something that you better be comfortable with. As Wheelersburg brings it across, Jolly. And now Whitaker in the corner, kicks it out, Darnell for 3. Just a hair too strong, and a foul. Trying to fight for the rebound there.
Yeah, I think it was on Heimbach for...
It is.
Yeah. But, I mean, you got to fight for the offensive boards. When you're not getting a lot of offense going, that's one place where you can make a little hay. Not a bad foul there for the Pirates.
10-3 lead for Hiland. Wheelersburg with just the one triple by Elena Keeney. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Working off the screen. Mullet kicks it out. And running the lane, Ashley Mullet couldn't get it to go. The putback, no. And counter the rebound, Wheelersburg.
Can't give them second chances, though, like that. So they'll finish more times than not.
And that's something that Wheelersburg limited for Eastern, as Darnell can't get the jumper to go. Wheelersburg needs to rebound on the offensive end as well. Horn for 3. Too strong. Jolly runs it down, but quick hands underneath by Ashley Mullet to knock it away.
Yeah, Ashley Mullet, only a freshman. Probably going to be one of their next stars.
Driving to the lane, no. Rebound loose on the floor.
Good hustle.
And a timeout, Wheelersburg, as Madison Whitaker was able to gain control before some other players got in there. And that's already timeout number 2 off the board for Wheelersburg with 1:55 left here in the opening quarter. But, John, they can't let this thing get too far away from them here.
No, that's one of those, you hate to use 2 timeouts early, but you have to keep that possession.
Dusty Spradlin doesn't call a ton of timeouts during gameplay anyway.
Yeah, so that's 2 different plays in a row where there's been a Hiland player unimpeded going to get the offensive rebound. They've got to get a body on somebody. You don't have to hammer them on the checkout, but you got to get a body on them and then go find the ball if you're the Pirates, because they're doing a good job of holding them to not a high shooting percentage, but you can't let them get second or third chances, because that's when this score will start to snowball. Right now, still in the game, have a chance, got to convert here, but you got to really hammer home on the defensive boards.
10-3 lead here. It's a 7-0 run right now for Hiland. And there's that full court pressure. They find Keeney in the middle of it. 2-on-2 here. Keeney will force it. Got a good look at it, but couldn't get it to go down.
Yeah, that's a good adjustment by Coach Spradlin. That's twice in a row they've ran that cross-court pass and broke out the press pretty easily.
Horn working in the lane. Now Morgan Yoder. Bryn Mullet through the lane. Too strong. Darnell the rebound. 2-on-2. Darnell by herself. Too strong. Offensive board by Rucker. And now a 3-ball from Walker, no. And a rebound for Hiland. And a pass too long, and Wheelersburg catches a break.
For me, a big thing here for Wheelersburg is they've got to just relax and realize, hey, we're getting good looks. these are going to start to fall. So they're getting better looks than maybe they may have anticipated. So once a couple of these shots fall, the confidence rises. So they're doing a fairly good job. Obviously, 3 doesn't look like it, but they're getting good looks.
Yeah, they're getting good looks, and you got to believe they're going to fall. It's kind of how the game went on Wednesday for Hiland. They just couldn't make their shots early.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to believe that Wheelersburg will find a way to start getting those shots to fall. As Darnell splits a triple team. Now she has it 4-on-2. She'll take it herself. A little too strong there at the rim. Didn't get it up in the air enough. And now Hiland 2-on-3.
Yeah, that's probably going to be kicked out.
Yoder for 3. Missed it. Big offensive board by Swihart and a foul as she goes to the basket. She'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, on the other end, it's probably got to be kicked out. They've got some shooters on the wings, and they're not calling a lot on the stuff driving to the basket.
So Macy Eaton picks up her second foul. And Zoe Miller at the line to shoot 2. She's 2 for 2 so far, and make it 2 for 3 as she misses the front end here. Several substitutions for both teams. Lindsay Heimbach back into the game for Wheelersburg, as well as Ellie Kalner. Second one on the way from Miller goes down. She has 6. And it's 11-3, 38 seconds left in the first quarter. Ahead here to Walker. Nice find inside. Keeney gets it blocked, but they got her with the body. They say Jenna Troyer coming over, the junior, trying to swat that one away. It was a clean with the hand, but they got her on the body.
Yeah, that may have been the least amount of contact that there's been on one of the Wheelersburg drives so far. But they broke the press, got an open look there in the middle. Just got to convert here at the line.
Yeah, important free throws here as Keeney fires the first and hits. She has all 4 right so far for Wheelersburg. And a quick substitution as Madison Whitaker will check out. Like Lauren Jolly back in for Wheelersburg as they adjust who's lined up along the lane. Keeney with her second. Too strong there, and a good rebound there underneath by Ayla Miller.
Yeah, they've being able to roll multiple 6'1" players out should give you a pretty decent rebounding advantage here for the Hawks.
It doesn't hurt, and Wheelersburg doesn't have a 6-footer. They play bigger. We talked about that on Wednesday. They are a really good rebounding team because they do fight for position. They understand where to be on the floor. But when you're playing a team that also understands that and is bigger, that makes it tougher. As Zoe Miller has a nice run to the lane.
Just really good action there by Hiland, where they made it look like they're looking for, they had stacked it up on the left side, looked like they're looking for the backdoor cut, but when the backdoor cut wasn't there, they still screened, and Miller was able to get the basket there late. Good set ran there to end the quarter.
Big first quarter for Zoe Miller for Hiland. She has 8 of the 13 for the Hawks. All 4 points for Wheelersburg coming off the hands of Elena Keeney. She hit a 3 and then 1 free throw. And it's a 13-4 first quarter for Hiland. Back with a second quarter right after this.
What does financial freedom mean to you? When it comes to your life, your future, and your money, trust Homeland Credit Union. Our roots run deep with years of experience, and with our low rates and lower fees, Homeland Credit Union can give you the freedom to save for the future without sacrificing the present. Loans, banking, savings, certificates, and more, all online at homelandcu.com. Homeland Credit Union, committed to making a difference in the lives of our members every day.
Getting set for the second quarter here. Hiland a 13-4 lead, and when you look at the stat sheet, the thing that jumps out at you is not any particular player because of what they did scoring, but a big 0 next to Kaylee Darnell's name. For Wheelersburg to have success, she has to be the premier scorer for this Pirates team.
Yeah, she's going to see a lot more pressure, but if she's kind of a willing passer, opening up a couple more of her teammates, then it's going to be a little bit easier for her. But you know Hiland's done their homework.
Yeah, you're not going to keep her down for long.
Right.
See what she's able to do here in the second quarter, but Wheelersburg starts out on D. Important to try to get a big stop here, and they do, as they're able to deny the entry pass to Zoe Miller.
Good defense there by Eaton. With 2 fouls, she's still battling inside and denying that entry pass.
Keeney was kind of tied up there, lost her dribble, and now Darnell trying to set something up offensively, but Morgan Yoder playing tight D on her.
Yeah, they got a good switch here. Let's see if they can take advantage of it. Miller, 6'1", doesn't move as well as the other 6'1" Miller of Zoe.
McKenna Walker backing it back out. Wheelersburg having trouble getting what they want. She'll take it to the rack and gets fouled by Ayla Miller. So McKenna Walker will go to the free throw line for a pair.
Well, then I even say Miller wasn't as quick as the other Miller, but she did a pretty good job there of keeping the person in front. Just was able to get a little too much of the hand on the shot.
First one too strong from McKenna Walker, the sophomore guard, averaging just over 6.5 points per game. She had 17 in that win over Dawson Bryant back on Saturday a week ago, but had 6 in the win on Wednesday over Eastern. Second one on the way, good. Her first point.
Yeah, they're gonna have to make the most out of the free throw attempts. 2 for 4 so far. That's one of the places where they're gonna have to get some points, especially with their ability to drive the basketball.
7 minutes left here in the opening half. Hiland out front, 13-5. Driving to the basket, nice. Gets the basket and the foul.
Like I mentioned earlier, Ashley Mollett, only a freshman. Great first step there.
So quick once she decides to go to the basket.
Outstanding finish as well. Just got there just incredibly quick.
Keeney picks up her first foul. Yeah, the 5'4" freshman guard, 4 points a game, but that's going to go up as she continues her high school career. An 82% free throw shooter. Trying to convert. A rare miss there. And under there for the rebound, Elena Keeney.
Keeney playing well so far. Good board there and keeping herself in bounds.
10-point lead for Wheelersburg. Good find. Rucker underneath. A little too strong, though. Eaton the rebound. Contact, and now a late foul call. They'll give Eaton 2 shots.
Yeah, maybe a bit late, but one thing for the Pirates, if they're going to get in there, they got to take their time. Can't be afraid of getting the shot block.
Yeah, they look like they maybe are a little juiced up.
Yes.
And those shots, even from Kaylee Darnell, coming a little hard down low. Not as calm as they were against Eastern on Wednesday. Hopefully they'll settle in here. First shot, no. The foul went on Kelsey Swihart for Hiland, her first. Eaton trying to cut into this 10-point lead. Gets her first point of the game. And Lauren Jolly will check back in for Wheelersburg.
Yeah, Eaton's done a nice job for the Pirates so far.
6.5 left here in the first half. Morgan Yoder running the offense for Hiland. Mollett. Horn faked the 3, drives. Awkward shot. Rucker underneath the rebound.
Great board there by Rucker. Really strong on the board, getting a good outlet pass.
She had a really strong game rebounding on Wednesday. Good to see her continuing that here. Keeney. Well, Hiland really played the screen so well, though. Now Keeney with her back to the basket finds Darnell somehow, and she can't get the jumper to go.
Yeah, good job by Darnell to take her time and get herself. She didn't get fully turned, though, which probably is where that jumper was off balance at.
Kylie Horn goes baseline, gets fouled. She'll go to the line for 2.
The Hawks do a really good job of just attacking the basket. They look inside on occasion, but their guards, like you mentioned in the pregame, do a really good job of getting to the basket. Really fast first steps on all of them.
Horn, a senior guard, 82% free throw shooter. Knocks down the first one here.
That almost sounds like a broken record on
it is.
How excellent free throw shooters they are.
I mean, a lot of 75 and up, several in the 80s. Mark of a good team. Back to a 10-point game. And the second one goes for Kylie Horn. She has 5 points. And it's an 11-point lead.
That should not have been allowed. they just subbed a player out and then subbed her back in for the player that she, without the ball ever going in play.
Keeney across the floor. Callner, open three. Oh, too strong there. Good rebound underneath by Walker, but she walks into a double team and they get the jump ball call. Wheelersburg will keep it.
Good job by Walker getting that board. Just can't dribble into the double team like you mentioned. Wheelersburg doing a lot of subbing here to try to get the best matchup offensively and defensively.
Darnell to inbound. Nobody there to get it to. Finally, they're able to find Keeney in the corner. Darnell. Callner. Back to Darnell. Can't shake her defender. Spin move down the lane. A little too strong from Walker. That's a shot she normally is able to get in. Things just not falling for Wheelersburg here. Swihart to the basket with the left hand.
Like the defense just split. Easy finish for Swihart.
19-6 now with 5 minutes left in the first half. Darnell backs it out. Wheelersburg with 1 foul to give here in the first half. Hiland with 2. Darnell. Counter. I wonder if she's maybe a little more gun shy after airballing that first attempt. Keeney wanted it but realized she was way out there.
Yeah, I thought Callner had a decent look even before this possession on the last one.
Off of Darnell's foot. And a backcourt violation. It looked like Kelsey Swihart just kind of got there a half step earlier than Darnell expected.
Yeah, and Darnell must not have thought it went off her foot because she just let it go into the backcourt. So just kind of tough break there for the Pirates.
4:25 left here in the opening half. Wheelersburg needs to make a little run here to close the half, something they're more than capable of doing. Ashley Mullet for Hiland. Bryn Mullet for 3, buries it.
Once again, some good action there. Made it seem like they're going to go to Miller underneath.
Mullet with over 100 three-point attempts this year. She's a 40% shooter. Back the other way, short from McKenna Walker. And able to draw a foul here is it's Kylie Horn. And that'll be foul number 6 for Wheelersburg. So any fouls the rest of the way, free throws for Hiland.
Hiland does a really good job of rebounding, but they also, all of their players can bring it up. So they just get it out and go. If they don't even have to have the outlet pass because they're just going, and that's catching the Pirates on their heels.
Ayla
Similar
Miller.
action.
Bryn Mullet for 3. Just a bit too short. Big rebound underneath by Zoe Miller. Couldn't get it. In a battle underneath as Lindsay Heimbach gets it for Wheelersburg.
Good board by Heimbach there.
Darnell with the pull-up jumper. She's finally on the board.
Yeah, good job in transition there by the Pirates, and Darnell getting her feet set, knocking that jumper down.
Hopefully that'll settle her in here a little bit as Zoe Miller handles for Hiland. Ayla Miller working against 2 defenders, no problem.
Nice drive, finish with the left hand by Ayla Miller.
Oh, a pass to nowhere, and Wheelersburg lucky that Ashley Mullet couldn't handle that one. The worst thing that you could have happen trying to beat a full court pressure is losing your dribble at the opposite three-point line.
Yeah.
And she had to have a desperation heave there.
Well, 3:06 left in the half, down 16. If you can get it down to 10 or 12, still got a fighting chance.
Sure.
I mean, Coach Spradlin and his staff are really good, so they're going to make some really good adjustments, but you got to make sure you're within striking distance.
3 minutes left here in the first half. Callner. McKenna Walker. Zoe Miller way out to cover her. Walker trying to find some room. And now Darnell. Tries baseline, the runner, no. Darnell just not looking comfortable. Credit Hiland for that, and here's a nice trip to the basket here by Morgan Yoder. Looked like she was gonna lose it 3 or 4 times, but just stayed with it, found an open lane.
Really good job by Yoder. Now, the problem for, well, Wheelersburg on that last possession was they didn't have anyone inside to rebound, and then they just got beat back in transition.
Kalner, Darnell, long three. And Zoe Miller underneath the rebound. Well, Hiland just moves the ball so quickly, trying to get through the double team. Contact, no call. You think we're at the regional finals?
100%. And they move the ball really well. They get to their spots in transition very, very well, and that makes them really hard to guard.
1:40 left here in the second quarter. Darnell trying to make something happen for Wheelersburg. Kalner, baseline, draws contact.
Yeah.
And they do call the block late. And that'll send Kalner to the free throw line for 2.
I think the call was right. It was just very late. So the lateness makes it seem like they're almost waiting to see if the ball goes in, and that's never what you really want.
Some officials, I know too, they take a moment, they see the play happen, kind of take a moment to make sure you process what you see, and then you make the call. In a game like this that's so quick, though, you can think that, boy, that was awful late. I agree with you, though. I think that was the right call.
Yeah, it could feel like it's 5 seconds late when it's really maybe a half second late because of just how fast the game's moving.
So first one no from Kalner as Wheelersburg continues to struggle at the free throw line. They've hit most of their second attempts, though, as Kalner gets one there.
Yeah, they're making a sub on that second attempt, too, to kind of set up their defense. So they've done a good job of making that, but they got to make the first one, too.
Yeah, Coach Spradlin trying to scheme this thing up as best he can. Here's a 3 ball that's short from Kylie Horn. And Ayla Miller goes to the floor with the basketball, no call. Looked like she was able to maybe put a dribble in there on her way down. Now Miller to the basket with the left hand.
Yeah, I think she was able to not land and bounce with it. So I believe it was a dribble. Great drive to the left hand by Miller.
Kaylee Darnell, less than a minute to play in the half. Through the lane. Tried to dump it over to Rutger, but it looked like it got tipped. And now Kalner will pick up the foul, trying to snag a quick steal.
Yeah, and then that's going to put Hiland to the line. It was a good look by Darnell, just maybe a little low for Rucker. He's going to need to finish this half strong here for the Pirates. It's only 50 seconds, but got to get a board here if there's a miss and really value the ball on the other end.
Keeney and Whitaker coming back in for Wheelersburg as Jolly and Rucker have a seat. I believe that's at 22. Kylie Horn at the free throw line. Hits the front end here. 6 points for her now. .6 left here in the half. Second one goes down as well.
A nice stroke from the line for Horn. Knocked down a 3 also, 4 for 4 from the line for 7. She's having a nice half.
Keeney will handle for Wheelersburg. Finds a gap. Shot partially blocked. Underneath the rebound and the putback by McKenna Walker.
That's one of the first times the Pirates have really pushed hard to get an offensive rebound. They're going to have to do that in the second half. Must stop here to at least have a positive going into the half.
30-11. A big lead here for Hiland as they'll wait it out here to end the first half. Kylie Horn handling for the Hawks. Throws it to nowhere. Saved in, though. And underneath, Kalner to get it. But they can't get it forward. She understands the clock is running out, trying to heave that thing forward to a teammate. Now it's even more difficult with 2.3 left.
And Darnell's going to take it out. I'm guessing that she's got the best arm.
Maybe a give and go here.
Right.
You throw it right back to her.
Maybe
And
it's just
not going to take a shot.
Yeah, almost came back to bite him because Hiland wasn't going to quit on it. So, sometimes in the girls' game, the heave isn't going to be there 99% of the time in the boys' game that he was not going to be there either, though. So it's not specific to one side, but
right. Tough sledding offensively for Wheelersburg so far in this game. Hiland leads at 30-11 here at the half in this Ohio High School Division III Girls Regional Final. We'll take a break, back in a couple of minutes to bring you the second half. Halftime here at Southeastern High School in Chillicothe. Jacob Wise with you along with John Bruce on our Southern Ohio Sports Authority presentation of an OHSAA Girls Division III Region 11 title game. Hiland out big after one half, 30-11. We'll see what Wheelersburg can put together here to start the second half scoring-wise for Wheelersburg. 4 from Elena Keeney to lead the Pirates, 1 from Ellie Kalner, 1 from Macy Eaton, 3 from McKenna Walker, and 2 from Kaylee Darnell. For Hiland in the first half, 8 points from Zoe Miller, 7 from Kylie Horn, 5 from Bryn Mullet, 2 from Kelsey Swihart, 2 each from Morgan Yoder and Ashley Mullet, and 2 from Ayla Miller. As we get set to get back at it here, I believe Wheelersburg will have...
it'll be Hiland.
It'll be Hiland, okay.
Well, Wheelersburg was 4 of 8 in the first half from the free throw line. Gotta be better than that in the second half. They want to make a run. The positive for Wheelersburg, I guarantee these ladies watched their boys team win last night. They were up 20 early in the second half, and Eastern Brown nearly came back to tie it. So they at least can think, positive thoughts on something that they just saw less than 24 hours ago.
Well, goal number 1 here to start the half, get a stop.
Hiland
will try to get a quick basket here to extend the lead and continue the momentum they took into the break. Working underneath, boy, a couple of moves chained together there, but it doesn't go down, kind of sticks with it, and now a jump ball, and it will go to Wheelersburg.
That was really good post basketball. I don't care if it didn't go in.
Swihart putting on a clinic down there.
Really good patience, great footwork, just didn't get the finish.
Well, Wheelersburg gets the first crack at it here for him in the second half. Trying to beat that pressure. Jolly will handle for the Pirates. And that's who they want to find, Kaylee Darnell. Just 2 points in that first half. She's looking to pick up a little bit of that. Although the Pirates will take it from anybody right now, down 30-11. Trying to work that offense. Hiland doing a good job, though, of keeping anybody from getting in the paint. Darnell, jumper. Just a little short, but Jolly underneath the rebound. The putback too strong, and Zoe Miller the rebound.
Great effort by Jolly, though. Good rebound by Zoe Miller to finish off the possession. But a good look by Darnell.
3 ball on the way, too strong from Swihart. Kick back out to her, though. Nice tip there. Bryn Mullet for 3, and that one goes down.
Yeah, Mullet's second 3 of the game. Great play by Zoe Miller to keep that possession alive, though.
8 for her. And a 33-11 lead for Hiland. 3 ball from Keeney, no. And again, another rebound for Zoe Miller underneath. She's starting to put on a nice little effort in the rebounding department.
Yeah, Miller's done a great job. Lefty makes it real tough to...
That's a long 3 from Mullet, but a good rebound in the corner for Kylie Horn. Trying to work inside, and a foul there on McKenna Walker, her first foul of the half for either team.
Yeah, Walker's trying to get around the front a little bit, just got there a hair late. Once again, though, Wheelersburg's got an offensive rebound here, or defensive rebound here to cut these possessions off.
6'1" junior Ayla Miller checks back in, had 4 points in that second quarter. 6:06 left in the third. Morgan Yoder kind of backs it out to reset. Pull-up jumper. And underneath, Ayla Miller the rebound, and she traveled as she hit the deck that time. Couldn't get the dribble in.
Yeah, may have been a Wheelersburg player that helped with the ball, dragging her down there. Another offensive rebound, though, for Hiland.
And Wheelersburg is going to take a quick timeout. Not the start that they were looking for here in the second half. They trail at 33-11 with 5:53 left here in the third quarter. And John, we were talking about how the Pirates need to come out and have a little bit of momentum, a little bit of rhythm offensively here to start the half. It's kind of been slow going here, but coming out of the timeout, maybe you can draw something up and get a quick basket.
Yeah, maybe you throw your best quick hitter in here or special play, see what you can get. or maybe it's something that you've practiced and you just haven't used yet in the game, because it's a time to kind of throw out what you've worked on all year. Right now, you got to do anything you can to try to get some momentum. The positive, in 2 minutes, they've only given up 3 points, but they've also given up 3 offensive rebounds in that time.
Yep. Winner of this game is the Region 11 champion in Division III. They'll move on to the state Final Four to play either Cincinnati, Purcell, Marion, or Worthington Christian, who is also playing right now. Haven't seen a score update on that one. That game will be on March 11th at 8 p.m. at Dayton's UD Arena. That'll be a fun place to play.
Yeah, beautiful arena. You know, it
maybe a better venue than the Shot, honestly.
Yeah.
A little better basketball venue.
Yeah, not made for shareholders.
Not really made for the corporate sponsors. Columbus put 2 arenas up at the same time, essentially, and Nationwide Arena won in the battle of those two. 33-11, Hiland on top. Wheelersburg trying to do something out of the timeout here. Counter, down the lane, swatted away by Zoe Miller.
Miller does an outstanding job of just using her body and not, I mean, she moves her feet very well.
Kylie Horn for 3.
Great cross-court pass from Morgan Yoder to find Horn. She buries her second 3 of the game.
Yeah, Hiland just, everybody's where they're supposed to be all the time. Rucker, good find inside, but can't get it. And Ayla Miller, the rebound.
Yeah, that's kind of the story of the game for Wheelersburg. Missing a lot of shots in the paint.
25-point lead now, 3 from Horn, yep. 2 quick ones for her, she has 13. And Wheelersburg will take another timeout.
Yeah, it's almost a pick your poison with this Hiland team. If you sell out on the guards, like let's say a Fort Fry did, then the bigs will kill you. And if you sell out on the bigs, then these guards can really shoot the ball.
Yeah, Hiland playing to the level that they are used to right now. Yeah, it was a struggle for their guards at times scoring-wise on Wednesday, but like you mentioned, if they can't beat you one way, they'll find another way to do it. They come in with just the 1 loss at 25-1, and a team that hasn't lost very many games over the last handful of years, to be completely honest with you. And you're seeing why. They're where they're supposed to be all the time when they're supposed to be there. And when they're playing like they are today, the bigs are playing well, the guards are playing well, and there's not a lot you can do if you're on the other side.
Yeah, now, some people might have looked at the fact they had to take such a long trip as something that would hurt them. But, man, they're down here all the time. You've seen them a lot of times down at the VA for regional baseball. And they're down in this area winning a lot. So this is just like a normal game for them.
Yeah, it's a weird deal that they are in this region, but we're going to have to run into them at some point.
Yeah, they're
likely.
They're at the very north end of the East.
Kind of the last team in on the region.
I'm sure they'll take it. They'll deal with the long road trips.
Yep.
So.
Well, programs like that don't complain about those things.
Yeah.
Tie up here, and the jump ball will go back to Hiland. Well, you can follow Southern Ohio Sports Authority on social media. Search Southern Ohio Sports Authority on Facebook. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at Sosa Ohio on both of those. Plenty of game photos and links to game stories and feature stories and all that good stuff. Good drive inside. Nice block there.
Good job by Darnell. Good recovery.
A steal and a putback, no. And now Walker pulls it down for Wheelersburg.
Good job by Walker staying with the play.
Got to throw it ahead. Whitaker, who hasn't had much to say in this game. She was big in that game on Wednesday.
The closeouts for Hiland are so well done. It makes it to where there's no room to really shoot.
You think you have space, and then before you know it, they're right in your face. Nice move here, right inside. McKenna Walker got her defender to go one way, and she went the other.
Yeah, nice ball fake there. Good drive and finish. Hey, get some momentum here.
Turnover for Hiland.
That's only their 4th turnover of the game.
Something you need to take advantage of if you're the Wheelersburg Pirates. 39-13. Keeney checking back in here late for Wheelersburg. She'll give Walker a breather.
Good job by Walker there, recovering after the jump ball, getting the rebound, and then getting the score on the other end.
Keeney for Wheelersburg. Important here, too, that nobody for Wheelersburg tries to do too much. You know, Hiland was talking about it, you know, with their loss and with their experience earlier in the season. They learned that you don't panic in games that things aren't going your way. You continue to do what got you here. Wide open three for Whitaker goes down.
Yeah, that's good ball movement, like you said, not trying to do too much. Good ball movement, finding Whitaker. She buries a three. She really enjoys shooting here.
Sometimes you can get into a tendency when things aren't going well. You just force things a little bit, take shots you wouldn't normally, don't quite get set like you normally would. You get a little impatient. And one of Wheelersburg's strengths is to be patient offensively. Worked out for him there. Mullet inside, hit the bottom of the backboard. Just got distracted enough there by all those bodies. And now Keeney will slow things down again. 2:45 left here in the third. Keeney takes it herself with the left hand. Real nice move there.
Yeah,
and now Hiland will take a timeout as Wheelersburg has made a little bit of a run.
Yeah, 7-0 run since Coach Spradlin's last timeout. I mean, that's a little victory, but you force Hiland to call a timeout. There's some coaches that'll be like, hey, let's at least force them to call a timeout, make them make some adjustments to what we're doing as opposed to the other way. Wheelersburg needs to just keep doing what they're doing well, work on what they do well here, and not try to do too much. As long as you do what you do well, you're going to have a chance to keep chipping away. You know, might be insurmountable, but it's high school sports. It's sports in general, right? You never know. No lead's insurmountable.
Still time on the clock. Still got to play the game. A team like Wheelersburg, they're not going to, if there's 1 second left on the clock, it's going to be the best 1 second they have in them. 39-18 the lead, but Wheelersburg, a nice little run here. See what Hiland switches up out of the timeout. Driving baseline, Horn, fouled. She'll go to the line.
They do such a good job of just getting that first step, going baseline either way, right or left. They had not finished the last couple trips. One was a block by Darnell, another one just a bad miss, but that one they get to the line.
Foul goes on McKenna Walker, her second. First shot, no, for the 82% free throw shooter, Kylie Horn.
Hey, that puts her at 80% on the day. So, I mean, that's
5.
normal.
Second one. Gives her her 14th point. And a kickball here. Zoe Miller trying to trap Darnell in the corner.
Yeah, if they can get the cross-court pass going that they had, that's taken away now.
Able to find it here. Mm-hmm. McKenna Walker brings it across. Eaton trying to pass that thing quickly. Had a little room there in the corner. Now Darnell.
Yeah, they are making sure that she has no room at all.
Whitaker through the lane, dumps it out. Walker.
Still a good look there. Walker with her feet set.
That's a shot you're happy to get.
Right.
And that's the player that you would like to get that shot for also. As a foul called out along the perimeter here. That'll go on Macy Eaton, her third.
And not a lot of fouls called here in the third.
Just 3 for Wheelersburg so far, none for Hiland. Ellie Callner back in for the Pirates. Lindsay Heimbach back in as well.
Eaton's given good minutes for the Pirates. Not, I mean, only the 1 point, but she's competing really hard on the interior.
Morgan Yoder shut off at the baseline there. Goes with the left hand, rebound, Miller.
Just
Zoe Miller now in double figures.
Very tough interior.
Looked like she had no way to get that shot off and still found a way to put it in.
Yeah, the fact they can score right and left-handed makes them even more difficult to stop inside.
Darnell working against Morgan Yoder. And she is fouled on her way, but was not in the act of shooting, so the foul will go on the floor. And the inbound underneath. Morgan Yoder picks up her first, team first of the half.
I'd like to see them run their best out-of-bounds play here, see if they can get a really good look. Try to get some easy points here before the end of the quarter.
Just inside a minute left here in the third. Callner had her pass tipped, but still found its target. And a nice job to kind of back in there by Alana Keeney.
Keeney's having a nice night also. 8 points to lead the Pirates. Really competing hard on both ends of the court.
21 is the lead for Hiland. 35 seconds left. Zoe Miller fouled on her way to the basket. And she'll have a chance to add to her 10 so far at the free throw line.
Well, that's what I was mentioning earlier on their ability to go either way on their baseline. They like to go baseline, but you think where Miller scored with her left hand multiple times, she fakes left, rips to her right, is able to get in and draw the foul.
6'1" senior forward, about 17.5 points per game, knocks down the first one, now 11 for her. 80% free throw shooter.
Well, and she's all of her long passes or quick outlets have been left-handed too, and she's a right-handed shooter, which makes it even more difficult to match up because obviously she's going to do well on both ends on that.
Yeah, very developed left and right hand. No problem going with either. She was a little too strong on the second one, but an offensive rebound. They find Miller running the lane. 13 now for Zoe Miller.
Yeah, the offensive rebound on the free throw miss you can't have. So good finish by Miller.
Three ball on the way, got partially blocked. Zoe Miller pulls it down. A heave ahead, too tall for Mallory Stutzman.
So I have them for 5 turnovers, and 3 of them have been trying to get it out too quick on the break like that.
10.4 left here in the third. And they throw it out of bounds. Trying to lead it out there to Madison Whitaker away from the defender. And it's just what the defensive pressure does to you. It just forces you to think a little bit more than what you're used to doing.
Yeah, it's just, and they've shown 2 or 3 different pressures also. So they like to go to that 1-2-1-1, but at the same time they've gone to a 2-guard top and also just a full press or full man or person.
Morgan Yoder into the corner. Too strong there from Horn. And Wheelersburg pulls away, and that'll end the third quarter. So 3 in the books. Hiland 45, Wheelersburg 20. Back with the fourth quarter right after this. Don't miss out on the best high school sports coverage in the region. Visit Southern Ohio Sports Authority's website at sosaohio.com for the latest game stories, sports news, and photos covering high school games from all across Southern Ohio. You can also listen to episodes of the Sosa Overtime podcast, get your Sosa gear, buy photos, and watch live games like you're doing right now. Again, that's sosaohio.com.
7, 10, 13, 14.
45-20 the lead for Hiland as we go to the fourth quarter here in this Division III Girls Region 11 final. The winner on to UD Arena in Dayton on Thursday to take on the winner of Worthington Christian and Cincinnati Purcell Marion, who is playing right now as well. Elite 8 game here.
Yeah, either of those teams is going to be. This Hiland team is going to be a tough matchup for anybody.
Hiland trying to extend its own state record and go to the state Final Four for the 18th time. They qualified for it last year, but COVID shut down the tournament. Didn't get to play.
I would just say we won it if that happened. Hey, 4-way tie.
Sure, 4 state champs.
I don't know if you get a banner for that.
Yeah, why not? Elena Keeney for Wheelersburg. Now Callner. Wheelersburg got their 20th win on Wednesday. That win over Eastern to go to 20-2 on the year. Walker trying to drive to the basket, just has no room.
Yeah, Zoe Miller is just an outstanding defender and just all-around player. Great pass.
Good find underneath. They got it to Swihart, and she's fouled on her way to the basket. And Wheelersburg players slow to get up here. Swihart to the free throw line as they check on the injured player.
I guess, yeah. So with Miller, she's done just an outstanding job. Like there.
Got Lexi Rucker down there?
Yes. Miller there on the, in the post. They start to double her. She finds Swihart cutting to the basket. And, ends up being a couple players tangled up. And I think that's where Rucker was injured on the landing on it. But great pass inside by Miller. Just great interior passing by the Hawks in general. I mean, they're pretty much what I expected. You hear all these really big-time things about this team and their program, and they've really shown that they have a lot of depth and just outstanding players and personnel throughout.
Good to see Lexi Rucker back up on her feet. Lexi Rucker, just a sophomore, over 5 points a game this year. Played a big role in the win on Wednesday over Eastern, just a couple of points.
Yeah, it's just.
But tons of rebounds and tons of touching the ball in the offensive end and helping her teammates create.
I believe she had 2 or 3 blocks. Also, just really changed the game when she came in. It appears this is probably going to be how her season ends. I'm glad to see she's walking off with some help, but that's a positive.
Yeah, you always, one of the things whenever you see a player go down too is you look down, if you don't already know, what class are they. You never want to see it happen to a senior. You want to see them finish their career on the floor. So I guess a little bit of a bright spot there is Lexi Rucker will certainly have more basketball to play if this is in fact how her season ends.
Yeah, only a sophomore. She'll definitely be a big part of Wheelersburg basketball the next 2 years.
So Swihart misses on the first attempt. Wheelersburg has 5 fouls here in the half, just 1 for Hiland. Second one goes in for Swihart, her 3rd point. She had 13 on Wednesday. Hasn't had to do a whole lot offensively in this one. It's been the guards mostly in this game and Zoe Miller, who has 13. Here's Darnell. Counter and Eaton. In the corner for 3 and knocks it down, McKenna Walker.
Yeah, you had mentioned earlier that she was the player they wanted to get some shots for, and that right there she showed again why. Nice job by Eaton finding her and Walker, knocking the shot down with her feet set.
She's a setup shooter. Bryn Mullet gets a wide open 3 and answers.
Her 3rd 3 of the game.
Just can't leave her wide open. Not that there's many in white right now that you can. (49-23). Darnell directing traffic. Working on Morgan Yoder. Lost her dribble, needs help. Counter able to keep that one from going out of bounds. Swihart, a nice switch off the screen there on the defense. And now running the lane, and an offensive foul will go against Macy Eaton, her 4th. And foul number 6 for Wheelersburg.
Yeah, to me, that's a sign of a really good team. You're up 26. It's easy at that point to not step over and take a charge, but putting your body on the line. Nice job there by the Hawks.
They're playing like it's 0-0 all the time, and that's what you have to do. Morgan Yoder out front. Hands off to Horn. She'll drive. Awkwardly. Zoe Miller rips it away and gets fouled underneath as Eaton was trying to come over and shut her off, and I think that's going to be her 5th foul.
Yeah. I mean, Eaton did a nice job for him, played hard, had the 5 fouls, gave them. Kind of unfortunate there, just a hustle play. Glad to see Miller not really shaken up because it kind of looked like she was initially.
Sometimes you get a little pressure on the nose and it'll knock you out for a couple seconds. Front end, too strong. Good rebound there by Kalner. Lost the handle right there to grab it, though. Kelsey Swihart running the lane, too strong with the layup attempt, and Heimbach the rebound. Bounce pass ahead here. And nice. A foul trying to get the rebound underneath as McKenna Walker was looking to corral the miss.
I know they only got the foul out of it, but really well done break there by the Pirates.
5:25 left, 49-23. Keeney to Kalner, and now Darnell. Foul underneath, and Kaylee Darnell will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, they've done an awesome job on her today. Glad she's going to get a chance to get a couple points here from the line.
To the line, shooting 2, Darnell.
Morgan Yoder picks up her third foul. Third foul for Hiland in the half. Darnell hits the first, her third point.
For Wheelersburg, number 11, Lauren Jolly.
Lauren Jolly back in for Wheelersburg. And it rims out kind of a perfect example, illustration of the day so far for Darnell. There's days where it just doesn't go down for you. Unfortunately, it happens in a regional final. 3 ball too strong from Horn. 5 minutes to play. Darnell driving the lane. Runner can't get it to go. Heimbach trying to fight for the rebound. She gets it right in front of her bench.
Nice hustle by Lauren Jolly to keep that play alive.
3 ball, no. Jolly runs it down again. Darnell, the runner.
Just trying to kind of force things now. Getting late in the game, but still needs to let the game come to her.
Swihart with the right hand and somehow gets it to go in.
And that's kind of been a microcosm of the game too, is Wheelersburg on the other end gets a couple that rattle out, and Hiland gets a couple that rattle in.
Oh, nice job down working inside Elena Keeney. Now double figures for her with 10 points.
Yeah, only a junior. Keeney's going to be a big-time player for the Pirates next year.
Ball on the wing. 3, too strong. Swihart the rebound. Put back short. Heimbach will pull down, and she had it poked away, but she was fouled.
Nice board there by Heimbach.
Zoe Miller picks up her third. Just the 4th team foul for Hiland here in the half.
Hiland's hit 7 threes so far in the game. So where they had, I believe it was 3 field goals total from the guards of the regional semi, they've hit 7 threes, 6 of them from guards.
Yeah, a little more normal. The guards were, or the whole team minus Swihart and Miller were 3 for 16 in that game on Wednesday for Hiland. At one point, those two had 30 of the 40 for the Hiland Hawks. But everybody shooting the ball well for Hiland in this one as Darnell tries to drive the basket, gets fouled on the way. Foul on the floor here.
Should count it. I mean, it's kind of lopsided. I heard a player last night, their team was down 6, got fouled. And as the ref, normally says 2 shots, he goes 6 shots, right?
You'd like it, right? With the clock stopped. Doesn't hurt to ask.
Right. You never know. Maybe it's a surprise rule change.
McKenna Walker with the left hand can't quite get it to go. Jolly there for the rebound, and the putback just rattles around.
Yeah, Jolly's giving great effort for the Pirates. Just all over the floor. Really competing hard.
Down inside. Oh, good find there just to keep from falling out of bounds. Zoe Miller trying to reestablish now underneath. Bryn Mullet for Hiland. Off a screen from Ayla Miller. 3 ball. Miller underneath the rebound.
May have dragged her foot.
Mullet for 3, and Ashley Mullet hits.
Yeah, good hustle by Aaliyah Miller to keep that play alive. And Ashley Mullet, like we talked about earlier, only a freshman, had a great drive to the basket early. Does a nice job there setting her feet and knocking down the 3.
Timeout by Hiland after the make with 2:32 left. Looks like Hiland is going to punch its ticket to the state Final Four for the record 18th time. Of course, Hiland's coach, Dave Schalbach, has won 5 of them at Hiland. 5 state titles, that is.
Yeah, he's got himself a program up there. They're expecting to be in this game every year, and then obviously looking to get to the next level as well. One of the premier public school programs in the state of Ohio, no matter what division.
Yep.
Very well respected across the state. Wheelersburg's another one that is.
Yeah.
They just haven't been able to break through, and a big part of that is because of a Berlin Highland.
Well, there are a lot of teams around the state that would like to have the heartache that Wheelersburg is seemingly headed for here. Counter for 3, goes.
Yeah, good find there by Darnell, getting to some open space and kicking out to her classmate for the 3.
Wheelersburg, they expect to win. They expect to be here every year. They expect to win this game too. The competitiveness, the work that they put into it, they're going to be upset. The 3-ball misses here. Rebound taken underneath, and Mallory Stutzman is fouled. But a 20-win season, another district title, another league championship. Certainly, I think once the Lady Pirates look back on this season, there are going to be a lot of good memories.
Oh yeah, a lot of positives. I mean, obviously, it ends at some point for all but one team in your division anyway. So you just got to play, survive as long as you can, battle. They've gotten some extra time. Looks like Lauren Jolly checking out, probably for her last time.
It's a hug from her coach, Dusty Spradlin, and a standing ovation from the Wheelersburg crowd, deservedly so. As the second one from Stutzman misses, and McKenna Walker there for the rebound. It looks like Berg's going to start pulling out the seniors one by one here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Jolly's a kid that, really fun to watch just because of how hard she plays at all times.
Madison Whitaker over to Keeney. Keeney, a junior. Look for her to have a big year next year as she can't get the jumper to go. 1.5 to play. 55-29, and a good steal. Darnell takes it away. 2-on-1 break. Darnell will take it herself and gets it with the right hand.
Nice job for Darnell turning the defense into offense there.
Makes it a 55-31 game. 1:10 left. Into the corner. Mullet for 3 short. Quick rebound there. Whitaker, almost a self-defense rebound there.
Yeah, sometimes you got to protect the face, and sometimes it ends up in a rebound.
Whitaker got that one partially deflected as she was trying to shoot it. Inside a minute, 50 seconds left. Hiland will advance to the state Final Four, be Region 11 champions. And Hiland will take a timeout.
No.
Oh, no.
Somehow they just didn't give the substitution timeout, so Coach Schwalbach called for the ball. I hope they don't count that for Mullet on her turnovers.
Right. Annie Corral will check in for Wheelersburg as the Pirates now bring out senior guard Ellie Kalner.
Yeah, Kalner, just a really good competitor, really battled all day for the Pirates.
.35 seconds left here, and the ball out of bounds will go back to Wheelersburg. Kiara Kennard checks back in for the Pirates.
Yeah, they just got Kaylee Darnell out of the game.
Now getting a hug from her coach. Kaylee Darnell headed to Rio Grande. Senior guard, over 20 points a game this year. Had 25 in the game on Wednesday, 31 back on last Saturday. But her contribution to this program goes much farther than those points.
Yeah, just an outstanding player. She'll do really well at Rio Grande just because of her skill and, obviously her passion for the game as well.
Trying to drive baseline here, and McKenna Walker will pick up another foul. 23.4 left on the clock. Mallory Stutzman to the free throw line for a 1 and the bonus.
Yeah, and then they'll be getting some of the regulars out as well. Give them a nice little ovation.
McKenna Walker walking over now.
Only a sophomore. She's got a lot of basketball ahead of her.
And Stutzman hits the front end here for her second point.
I've enjoyed watching how Walker's competed over the last couple nights, and
I look forward to seeing her play more next year. Second one goes. 3 for Stutzman. And it's 57-31, 18 seconds to play. Correll gives it up, and Whitaker is fouled. Wheelersburg will finish the season at 20-3. Went undefeated in the SOC 2 to win the title. Hiland will go to 26-1.
Yeah, it's a heck of a team that's going to move on, and hopefully they'll bring it home for our region.
Final score in this one, Hiland 57, Wheelersburg 31. And again, Hiland advances to the state Final Four for the record 18th time. And they'll try to win another state title as they'll play either Worthington Christian or Cincinnati Purcell Marion on the 11th at UD Arena in Dayton. Quick look at the final scoring in this one. 4 for Ellie Callner, 3 for Madison Whitaker, 10 from Elena Keeney, 5 from Kaylee Darnell, 8 points from McKenna Walker, and 1 from Macy Eaton. For Hiland, it was 4 from Ayla Miller, 2 from Morgan Yoder, 5 from Ashley Mullett, 14 from Kylie Horn, 11 from Bryn Mullett, 5 from Kelsey Swihart, 3 from Mallory Stutzman, and 13 from Zoe Miller, as they're going to present the runner-up and championship trophies for the region. Big thank you to Southeastern for hosting us here the last couple of games. They've had a ton of games between a couple different divisions here, and the athletic director, Mr. Steyer, out there addressing the crowd as they'll bring out the ladders and start to cut down the nets. But a big round of applause to Southeastern for what they've been able to kind of help us with and host these games, and they've been some outstanding games over this past week.
Yeah, it's been great being able to get out here do these games. I'm excited that these kids got to play in front of a pretty decent crowd. Probably still not what it would be on a normal year, but able to get a little normalcy here at the end. Hopefully Hiland can continue to play, unlike last year where, things happened. And, it's great for high school basketball to be able to get out here and watch it. Berg, these kids have nothing to hang their heads on. Great season. Last team in the Southeast District in Division III, standing, and a lot to build on with these young kids. They have a lot of kids coming back, but you can't really say enough about the seniors of Callner and Jolly, and especially Darnell. Just an outstanding senior class for Wheelersburg. But don't be shocked to see them back at the regional level again next year with all they've got coming back. They've got to find a little bit more scoring with losing everything that Darnell can do scoring-wise and what Jolly and Callner can do as far as winning plays go. But they've got a great program. Coach Spradlin has got them going in a great direction. They'll break through at some point.
The seniors out to collect the regional runner-up trophy, league champions, sectional champions, district champions, and the regional runner-up. And now they'll present the championship trophy here for the region to the Hiland Hawks. And the 6 seniors out to collect that one for Hiland. That'll do it for the coverage for us here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority. We thank you for watching this one. Congratulations to Wheelersburg on a fantastic season. Congratulations to their seniors on outstanding careers, and good luck to them as they move on to the next chapter in their basketball careers. Maybe not basketball, maybe another sport for a couple of them. And a big congratulations to Hiland for extending their record of going to state Final Fours in a regional championship again here tonight. For John Bruce, Jacob Wise saying so long from Southeastern High School. Again, the final score in a regional final, Hiland 57, Wheelersburg 31. Have a good weekend.